that the population used to be, before the war, about 80,000 people, half of them Jews, 40,000 Jews in a little town like Iași. Now, Iași was the cradle of the Romanian culture. It had a university, a school of medicine, a school of engineering. It had a national theater. As a matter of fact, in 1876, Avram Goldfaden, the father of the Yiddish theater, came to Iași and started the Yiddish theater in Iași. The Yiddish theater, that afterwards was very successful, and its echoes became known all over the world, and even on 2nd Avenue became the Broadway of the 2nd Avenue. Jews came to Iași in 14th century, invited by Stefan cel Mare, one of the chieftains of Romania, of Moldavia at that time. They came from Russia, from Poland. They were invited to help develop commerce, develop trade and trade. And little by little, it developed into quite a community. It is very interesting that although the anti-Semitism was gradually very, very rampant in Romania, the Jews were eking out a living, and they somehow strived in Iași. However, in the 19th century, with the advent of nationalism, it was very, very difficult, and it culminated in the outburst of hatred that took place in my town in 1941 in Iași. At that time, at the beginning of the war, we were hiding in cellars because of the Russian bombardments. So on that special, infamous Sunday, I remember it was a Sunday. I was 7 years old. I and my family, we were in a cellar with other families from the courtyard, and we heard about 10 o'clock in the morning shouts, "Raus, raus, afare, afare, out, out." The little doors from the cellar opened, and we marched out with the hands up. Out into the streets, where other Jews were waiting. As we gathered, my mother held me by the hand, and she said to me, "Moishele, if they shoot you, if they start shooting, don't worry, it does not take long. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't take long." We were herded in a convoy towards the police station. On the way, we heard, "Don't worry, It is only a formality. And I asked my mother, what is formality? My mother told me, formality is good. And we saw what it is. As we entered the courtyard, they started shooting, and I have separated from my mother. I didn't see her, and people fell on top of me, and I stood and I lay down in the courtyard of the police until the evening. Jews were herded into the courtyard, but not only in the courtyard of the police. The killing took place. On the way into to the police, people were killed by the Germans and especially by their neighbors, by the Romanian neighbors, who really gathered with sticks and with makeshift weapons. And as a child, I remember lying down, they came and they dug me out, and they asked me in Romanian whose child I am, and I didn't want to answer. So they asked me in Yiddish whose child I am. So I said to them, I told them who I am. They said to me, you want us to take you home? I said, no, I can go home by myself. I remember very well the journey from the police station home. The streets were strewn with corpses, and I see it still, the street sweeps gathering the corpses and putting them in garbage bins. As I got home, I found my mother home, tearing a sheet from the bed and wrapping her head, because she had a gash in her head, all the time singing, telling it's nothing, it doesn't hurt, it's okay. Not wanting to scare me. My father was not home. 3 days later, a neighbor said to me, Moshe, you can start saying Kaddish. From then on, we kept into hiding, and life became more and more bearable. 12,000 Jews were killed in the course of 3 days. Many in the courtyard of the police station, many in the streets, but the great majority were herded into trains, freight trains, without air, without water, and they were driven back and forth until they died. We survived in Yassi during the war. The remaining Jews, those who remained in Yassi, at the first opportunity that the gates opened a little bit in Romania, Romanian communist Romania, the Jews flocked